BusyBox's expert information on core strength exercises. What is abdominal bracing?
Abdominal bracing is effectively the process of drawing in your deep stomach muscles, your deep transversus abdominis muscles, in preparation for an exercise. It's essential to do because it helps to protect the back and protects the vital spinous processes in the spine, so therefore preventing damage.
How effective is abdominal bracing?
In the early stages of core strengthening exercises, abdominal bracing itself, drawing in the stomach, is effective to strengthening the deep core muscles. However, as you progress and get stronger through your exercise program of strengthening the core, you need to overload the body a little bit more. So in the early stages, it's effective. However, after a couple of weeks, really you need to progress onto some more dynamic exercises and then integrated with functional movement.
What is the plank and how is it performed?
The plank is a really common exercise used by many people to help strengthen the core. It is a very effective exercise. However, many people actually perform it wrong because their posture is out of alignment. So if you're going to do the plank, fantastic exercise, but it's really important to do it properly. So I've got Lawrence here who's going to help me demonstrate how to do the exercise correctly. Resting on the forearms, up on tiptoes, and ideally your butt, your back and head should be in perfect alignment. So Lawrence, just lift your head up a little bit, that's fine. And ideally, you should be able to get a hand just underneath the pole and the lower back. As you can see, Lawrence is in the perfect position here for the exercise. If you find this exercise too difficult, because it's quite a strain on the deep abdominal muscles, you can drop to your knees to do it. So Lawrence, if I just ask you to go to your knees and just cross the feet over at the top there, perfect, that's fine. Head up a touch. There, perfect. It's slightly less stress on the abdominal muscles, but yet still very effective.
What is a side plank and how is it performed?
Side plank is another very popular exercise performed in many gyms. Really good exercise helping to strengthen your oblique muscles, which are situated on the side of the trunk. You have to make sure the elbow is directly beneath your shoulder and you're on your side. So assuming the position here, as long as you've got no stress in the shoulder, no pain in the shoulder, you can continue performing the exercise. So you can either perform the exercise statically, as such, or you can just drop the body down low and then come back up once more. Ideally, you need to aim to around about 10 to 12 repetitions, but if you have any doubts, best to go and see a personal trainer or fitness instructor to tell you how to perform the exercise and how many repetitions to perform.
What is a basic push-up integrated with the ball and how is it performed?
The exercise when you perform a push-up with your feet on a ball is a fantastic exercise because it integrates the chest muscles and also works the core muscles as well. The beauty of this exercise is because your feet are placed on the ball, it provides a movable surface. So other muscles other than your chest have to work to stabilise and keep good form during the exercise. So to demonstrate this, we've got Lawrence who's going to place his feet on the ball and maintain that position. Again, ideally, perfect posture would be if your head, your back and butt are in perfect alignment with just about enough room underneath the pole for me to put my hands underneath. Ideally up to the thickest part of your hand, known as the thenar eminence. So what I'd like to do is go down and straight back up. Good. Make sure your bum keeps up, keep that posture, and perfect. If you wanted to make that exercise a little bit harder, you can just simply take one foot off the ball and perform the push-up in that movement. Trying to make sure the pelvis is always kept stable.
What is a squat and how is it performed?
Squat is a fantastic exercise to help strengthen the legs. There are various different types of squats, from freestanding squats, where you're simply just on the gym floor performing leg exercises, squats, squatting down, to using a stability ball to give the back support against the wall. Very experienced people lifting weights often place a weight on their shoulders and perform squats that way. However, it's a good idea to make sure you're well trained and strong enough to be able to perform that. So really important to make sure that your form is good and that if you have any doubts, you contact a personal trainer or fitness instructor. Feet about hip width apart, and what I'd like you to do is squat straight down, making sure the chest stays up and up. Perfect. Another important key point in this exercise is to make sure, just go down once more, that the knees don't come forwards over the front of the feet. Let's just like to turn around, perform the exercise again. Exactly the same. As you can see, Lawrence's feet here are in perfect alignment. They're not underneath, they're perfectly underneath his heels, and they're not coming forwards. Bad form would be if the knees come forwards. Lawrence, if you just come forwards, knees come forward. This puts undue stress on the patellar tendon, and if performed a number of times, can severely damage the knee joint. So, two important points: make sure the chest is up, you're looking upright, butt is back, in good posture, and your knees don't come over the front of your feet.
What is a back bridge and how is it performed?
A back bridge is an exercise performed on the stability ball, and it's a really good exercise to help you with your balance, help with core stability, and it's really good exercise as well in the early stages of helping to strengthen your hamstrings and your butt muscles. As you can see, this ball is about the right size for Lawrence. His body is nice and straight, his head is resting securely on the ball, and his hips are well up. If Lawrence was to drop his hips, just drop them slightly lower, it's not perfect form and you're not getting the most out of the exercise. So it's a good idea to make sure the hips are up nicely, and to make the exercise a little bit harder, if you'd like to narrow the feet a little bit. Perfect. As you can see, Lawrence is a little bit more unstable. So Lawrence, you'd just like to bring your knees back a little bit. Ideally, the knee should be 90 degrees. So it's about right, 90 degree of knee flexion. Two tips. One tip to help protect the neck muscles is if you just place the tongue on the roof of the mouth, this helps to stabilize the neck muscles and puts less strain on the neck. And if you're feeling really confident in this position, to make the exercise even harder, is to make sure the hips are up. And for Lawrence, you'd just like to extend one leg from the knee. As you can see, this exercise is pretty tough, even for a fitness instructor. And if you'd like to change legs, and invariably what you find is one leg is far more stable than the other. As you can see, Lawrence is just about to go there. He's struggling to maintain it, and he's off. Never mind, well done.
What is a hip lift and how is it performed?
A hip lift is a highly effective exercise, dynamic exercise performed on a stability ball. It doesn't have to be performed on a stability ball. However, it's the most effective and most powerful exercise to target the appropriate muscles. So Lawrence is going to rest his head on the stability ball, making sure in the back bridge position. So his head's up, his body's nice and straight, knees are flexed at 90 degrees. Very simply, all you need to do is drop the hips and come straight up. As you can see, Lawrence is performing this exercise spot on. What a lot of people do in a lot of gyms is roll the ball excessively forward. So if you'd like to do the ball in bad form, a lot of people perform this exercise like this, and it's not a good idea. It's not stressing the correct muscles, not overloading the right muscles correctly, and it could actually damage your knees performing this exercise. So really important point is to make sure your bum is up, it goes straight down, straight up, keeping the ball still. Lastly, a really good way of making the exercise slightly tougher is if you extend one leg. And many people find this exercise really quite difficult. And good, Stephen Lawrence can do one more, he's doing very well. And he's fallen off. So ultimately something to work up towards, but both exercises are incredibly effective for your bum muscles and your hamstring muscles.
What is a Russian twist and how is it performed?
The Russian twist is a really good exercise to integrate the legs there. The pelvis stabilizes your butt muscles, your major bum muscles, and also integrates core muscles. Really good idea, though, to make sure that you've got good core strength and good core stability before you attempt this exercise. So really, probably a good idea to seek a fitness instructor's advice or personal trainer's advice to get some tips and to make sure that you're ready for the exercise. First of all, you need to position yourself on the ball in the back bridge position. Your head resting on the ball, legs are hip width apart, and your bum is nicely up. Then simply interlock your fingers and perform the exercise like this. As you progress through this exercise, you can make it harder by introducing a medicine ball or dumbbell.
What is a lunge and how is it performed?
The lunge exercise is a really common exercise performed in a lot of gyms, and it's highly effective at strengthening all the leg muscles and really essential part of anyone's fitness program. But once again, like many exercises, it's essential that you perform the exercise with good form, and if you have any injuries or any problems with the knees or hips, that you consult a fitness professional just to make sure that you're not going to do any damage when performing the exercise. Keeping the body nice and upright, making sure that the front knee coming forwards doesn't come over the front of the foot, and the back knee dips straight down.
What is a side lunge and how is it performed?
Side lunge is a really good exercise for the legs, particularly the adductor muscles, which are situated on the inside of the leg. You can see the left leg, so the static leg stays straight, and simply place all the weight through the leg moving out to the outside. Make sure both feet are facing forwards. If you have any problems with the knees, then it's important to stop straight away. You can either perform numerous repetitions, 10 to 15 repetitions on one side, or you can choose to do the exercise on alternate legs. That's really very up to you, and whatever is in your program written by your fitness professional.
What are back extensions and how are they performed?
Back extensions are an essential exercise to perform in any exercise program. They're really important because what happens is a lot of people, when they go to gyms, is they perform excessive numbers of crunches, abdominal crunches, which flexes the spine. If you don't balance that with extending the spine, a muscular imbalance can occur. So it's essential whenever you perform numerous flexion exercises, you also perform extension exercises. And the back extension exercise is a great exercise to help strengthen the erector spinal muscles in the back. Arms can be placed by the side, making sure you don't tense up your butt muscles when performing it, because this can take some of the stress away from the back. And if you'd like to perform a back extension, good. There's often a temptation to do an excessive movement, lift up the chest too high off the ground. This isn't largely necessary. So it's just a good idea, just a small little movement, and you can feel with Lawrence's back muscles, they're tightening up nicely and helping to strengthen and counteract any excessive flexion he would have done in his exercise routine.
How important is form when doing these exercises?
Form is incredibly important through any exercise. Many people get away with poor form performing a number of different exercises. Perhaps the best example of this is bicep curls. You'll get a lot of men, youths, will go to gyms trying to lift excessively heavy weights that their biceps aren't actually able to carry. And so what then happens is the back will take over, and the back will perform a lot of the exercise. And the body will lean backwards to be able to lift the excessively heavy weight. This is really dangerous. You may be able to get away with it a number of times. You look a little bit more butch than the person next to you because you're lifting that much more weight. But it just takes one movement, one excessive movement, and you can do some severe damage to your lower back. So it's really important that every exercise you perform in the gym is done with correct posture, and it's done with good form. And if that means dropping a few kilograms, then so be it. It's better to do exercises with good form rather than do it with incorrect form and potentially risk really damaging your back.
Where can I learn more about form?
You can go to learn about the correct form for exercises on a number of different websites. However, if you visit www.fitfaqs.co.uk, you'll be able to see a host of articles which will be able to give you some good information on good form and how to perform exercises correctly.
www.busybox.com